my people? It's your boy E here. Just chilling, man. I just wanted to talk about something. I think people might be thinking. I think a lot of people might think that you are lonely and stuff like that, and that you ain't got nobody and you just feeling so alone and shit. But what motherfuckers really don't understand is, after you have been ostracized, after you have been, isolated, you've kind of, after a while being that way, you realize, man, like, you ain't dealing with a lot of bullshit that you was dealing with when you was dealing with certain things. You realize that you are in the most peaceful state that you've ever been, just being by yourself. And it might seem like you are alone, but after you gain the peace that you gain from getting away from certain people, after you realize how much bullshit that's going on in the world with certain people and the things that and the natures of how people are nowadays, you sometimes, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I sit here and I just be like, bruh, I don't want nobody by me. I don't want to be around nobody. I don't even really care to be around nobody unless I really fuck with you, unless I really can trust you in some sort of way. I don't really care to be around people because I don't want to deal with none of the drama and the bullshit that it's going to bring by having a person around. And like, people don't bring a lot of problems. The problems that they have with them tend to splash onto you just being involved or just having some sort of access with this person in your life. And it's like, bro, I don't want to give up my peace for nobody. I found a great space in my life. I found a great way of being, a way of living, way of being happy, having peace. I found a good space in that. Just being isolated, being by myself, being a hermit, chilling, staying out the way, getting out them streets, staying off them drugs, getting away from them people. I feel a lot more of tranquility in my life. And it's just like, why do I want to affect that by allowing somebody in my space? And I'm gonna talk about something. I was at work the other day. I went out of town to San Antonio, and this lady might not mean nothing by what she's saying, but just to shoot an angle at it, just to shoot an angle at it, period. I went to San Antonio. I got off the bus. Some lady walked up to me. I was waiting on my Uber so I can get to work, right? And some lady walked up to me talking about, and I didn't know what she was saying at first. She said it a couple times, but then I finally took my headphones off and I was like, huh? And she was like, you handsome, you must be married. I'm like, no, I ain't married at all. And she like, what? Why wouldn't you be married? And I'm like, who wants to be married in 2025? Nobody want to be married in 2025, bro. Marriage is not the way to go in a lot of people's eyes nowadays. People do not care about being married because guess what? Especially when it comes to the guys, a lot of the guys ain't getting nothing but half of everything that they own taken by just. It's almost like a liability, you know what I'm saying, in a way, because a lot of people are abusing the powers that come with, through the system. They're abusing that shit to, get over on motherfuckers, to take, to bond a person with a child, bond themselves to a person just so they can take from that person, man. A lot of women are doing it. And a lot of men don't feel like it's worth it. And so it's like the marriage thing ain't going nowhere. I mean, the marriage thing ain't, I don't see nobody talking about that. But anyways, I'm rambling. I digress. But yeah. So she started saying some stuff. I could tell she was a little tripping, but she had this little vape talking into it. I'm like, what the hell wrong with her? I don't know, but you know, at some point she wound up telling me, that's why you gonna be alone. That's why you still gonna be alone. And I'm like, that's fine. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Like, that is nothing. Like, you know, I could never be worried about that no more. Like, being alone, because to tell you the truth, it's like, if you ain't right to be around me, well, I don't care to be around you anyways. It don't even matter. Only thing I care about is something that I feel is good to be around me. And if it is good to be around me, it's going to stay. It's not going to just burn off. You know what I'm saying? Anything that ain't good to be around me nowadays is going to weed itself away from me anyways, because I'm either going to see what I don't like about it and I'm going to remove myself, or it's just going to remove its own self. You know what I'm saying? But either way it goes, it's going to be removed. Either way it goes. So, you know, I feel like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And when she said it, it just like sparked something in my head. I'm like, God damn. I said, you know what? That's just the finest thing in the world, man. Some people feel like you being alone is just the worstest thing in the world. You know, a lot of times we might get lonely feelings here and there, but for the most part, man, we just feel like we're just alone. We're just by ourselves. You know, but I just feel like, you know, I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at being alone, man. And that's why I think people do kind of think that you feel like you're just so alone, so lonely. You might be alone, but you ain't that lonely. You know what I'm saying? You're just alone. You know what I'm saying? And when you realize how much better you were alone than you were around certain people, you don't mind staying alone until the right ones come around. And you are not going to settle for nothing less than what you need to have in your life. And when those people come, and whoever that is, whoever that might be to you, you will know. And guess what? It's going to be the greatest thing in the world, because it's going to be so much better. And I mean, so much better than what you were dealing with before. So being alone is not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. You know, being alone just means you know how to stay out the way. And you know how to be okay with that. You know how to be happy with that and have peace with that. And a lot of people can't really understand that power. That is something great to have. So if you are alone, don't worry about it. A lot of people you don't need to be around anyways. And hey, it's a lot of things you can get mixed up in with the being around the wrong people, you feel me? So with that being said, I just wanted to shoot that at y'all, man. I don't know how long I went. I went about 8 minutes. Yeah, I just wanted to shoot that little note out there. But anyways, with that being said, this is the end of this here. I'm about to cut it short. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll holla. Peace.